Hello, everyone, and welcome to the halftime show. I just gotta say, reflect on that match real fast. Like, what's the dog doing? What is happening just in the match? I did not expect that our Golden Guardians game would be a win and be an absolute banger of a match. I just needed to get that out there in the universe. That was not what I was expecting ending off our day. It was some good stuff. So
we're blessed with the bangers today.
We are blessed. The B stream, banger stream, best stream, everything. So
B for banger.
It's a good time. Exactly. So our halftime segment for today, to wind down a little bit, is going to be a little game called Academy Presents. Now, if anybody has ever played any group games out on the internet, I will not state any name in particular, but this might sound a little familiar. I'm going to give each one of you a prompt, which the other person has chosen, and then give you a slideshow. And you're going to give a presentation to back up the theme that you are given. There'll be a couple of text prompts, and there'll be a couple of image prompts, and you are just basically trying to sell whatever idea has been given to you by the other person.
Sell? Well, before I did this, Rafa, I was a professional marketer, so...
I do remember the marketing class you gave for brand value last year.
Bring it on, Sarah. Let's go.
Yeah, all right. Well, then, Cubby, you can go first, all right?
Oh, I did not sign up for this.
And
Fantastic.
I just have to say, I have to put out in the universe, I apologize because this prompt kind of aged a little poorly. I would like to be known that Rafa did pick the prompt.
I hope I'm not the reason why Team Liquid got cursed.
So our first prompt for Academy Present is, why will Team Liquid finish 10th place overall at the end of the split?
I gotta explain this.
This is what you have to explain. All right?
Goodness.
Starting off first. And full transparency, I forgot what order I put these in, so.
Oh, that makes it even better for me. Okay. Well, right now, TL is 15-6 in the standings, and things have been good at home. But sometimes things can go bad. They're mathematically eliminated from finishing 10th place, but this is what we're just going to keep on running with. The home button, actually what's going to end up happening, Reggie's going to sell his home. And when he sells his home, the TL Honda roster is way too strong as it is. So he's going to pitch that away, and we're just going to buy TLA. Some of those players, it's about time to get promoted into a cat. Just ignore that last game. Don't even think about it. Home sold. We're going to bring them in. And you know what? These young ducklings coming to the LCS, they're ready. I swear, they may not look like they're ready. They may look like, they're tripping over their web feet and everything. But I'm telling you, these guys, if you invest in them, we've been saying that they would not be a 10th place LCS. Let's just find out, all right? TSM might be a 10th place LCS team. TLA, probably not. So, ultimately, I already explained that Yon and they are moving on from the team. They got bought. We sold a home. It's all great. And, okay, we're going to Latin America. I guess that's the next step. We are being sold elsewhere. That's not the step I was expecting. Is this Risk? What is this? I don't know. There's a lot of pieces
bowling
on board.
pins, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like bowling pins. Yeah, we're just gonna talk through that. Every other team secretly an LCS team in disguise. Is Academy taking over? Usually Academy they do scrim Latin American teams quite a bit. Fun fact. Across the board. So maybe that's it's been an inside job the entire time. We're just moving over there. The fan base is pretty sweet. What is this? We are celebrating the fact that it's a big celebration. The fact that we actually had a full team of Academy players promoted, which has never happened before unless you're a FlyQuest or COG. So, that's great. The end? Thank you. Thank you for my presentation. Follow me for more at CubbyXX. I just dropped a banger concept meme. It's sweet.
Let's go.
It's great.
I'm so glad that when I gave you the prompt, I know that it could have been framed poorly, like, oh god, like Team Liquid suddenly do poorly. And I was like, no. The positive spin is that they get bought. And with current events happening, I was like, this is a wonderful time to bring up a very good Academy team.
there we go. All right, that's good. Yeah,
Impressive spin.
TLA, great academy team. We'll see if they're still at the top of our standings though by the end of the day.
I don't know about that one, and I'm excited to move on to that. But of course, Rafa, you have a presentation to do as well. Reminder: Cubby did pick your prompt for this one, and I'm sure you will appreciate it immensely. All right, are we ready? Why is League of Legends better than Wild Rift? And what did you miss about NA Academy? All right.
Okay,
Dude.
well, this is what I'll say.
And enjoy.
Okay. Let me...
Great prompt. Who picked that?
Go.
Well done.
Go. So, League of Legends, the big advantage that it has over Wild Rift is, what is this slander? Not on a small phone. Well, okay, if you really like PC rigs and if you got a fancy schmancy, PC laptop, then playing League of Legends on a really nice monitor feels the experience is super great. Eggs all in the basket. If you got everything, the high GPU, if you got all the processing power, then playing League on like super ultra high graphics, it's the most immersive experience. And while playing on Wild Rift can feel like it is a faster paced game and you can quickly get in and out of games, it's probably not as immersive because it's a smaller screen on the phone versus a computer. Your computer is always plugged in. Like, it always has to be plugged in. So that is a big advantage. I will say, and I'm hoping that a slide comes up where I can actually tie in the point where I genuinely think that League of Legends when you call for help in League of Legends, you actually, I will say, the ping system in League of Legends is far better than in Wild Rift. Wild Rift, I think that's one thing that they should change, is how accessible the ping system is and what you can ping. Like, hey, I want to do Dragon. Hey, I want to do this. Because I refuse to use chat in either game because talking to teammates is... I hate in-game chat because everyone is toxic and it's just not worth my mental energy. Academy talent, all bronze. What? What is this supposed to be? Are you saying like caster talent? Because I'm Diamond 2 on Wild Rift. Hello?
Stick to the presentation, please, sir.
This is slander. I can't. Hold up. Like, me and Kangas are both Diamond and Wild Rift.
Sir, please stick to the presentation.
Oh my!
I love this game.
Academy talent are all bronze Wild Rift players when it comes to the rest of the talent squad. Yes, and stonks are rising for League of Legends viewership because Academy is a very cool product. It is very entertaining, and we have done things to make the League of Legends NA space a breath of fresh air in terms of our content, and the fact that we all like to really focus on the player narratives and bringing up talent. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so the big thing. What is this duck doing? Is he smoking a pipe?
No, it's the mad magical tax.
Oh, okay. Well, so this is what I'll say. Gather around. I'll tell you a story and why League of Legends. One big edge that it has over Wild Rift is that there is a huge line of beautiful history in League of Legends. Wild Rift is completely new. There are still many stories yet to be told, whereas League of Legends has so much history behind it, and it's why League of Legends is still lasted for 12 seasons. So, thank you.
Do we clap? Is that?
Did you hear my clap?
Who wins?
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why I was trying to follow up. Yeah.
All right.
So, do we get funding? Is this how it works?
Is that all right? I might have to put a little bit more of my funding to buying out Team Liquid Academy at this point.
True.
Probably pretty expensive.
True. Though, hopefully that price goes up even more if they can grab this win coming up, because losses against Golden Guardians, against the team that has been at the bottom so far, is definitely a little bit of a tough pill to swallow. But I'm liking the look we're seeing from Golden Guardians. I'm really hoping heading into this champ select that we get that run back, because we like to keep the stories interesting. Love a good twist and turn. I can't wait to see how it shakes up. I'll catch you two later.
Hi, Sierra.
That was
See
fun.
you.
I
Yeah.
like that one. That was a new one. I enjoyed it.
Man, you know, I thought I gave you a hard prompt, and it was just like, oh, that's a tough one to spin.
They banned Nasus.
How,
Wow.
dude, I would love to be in comms, not from the perspective of the players, because I imagine that Spawn was telling them straight up, what are you guys doing? But I would just love to hear, like, we're not playing with a Nasus. Just, you know what? If it's like mental booming you guys, you don't know how to play around it, we're just going to ban it, and we'll figure out going back to our standard game plan.
Honestly, this tells me that they might want more Callista practice, as those are two champs that are really good in the Callista. That was only Yon's second Callista game on stage. We know that Yon can play Callista, but yeah, sometimes
Okay.
you're a top team playing against someone lower in the standings. You look to practice some things on stage that might be riskier to pull off. This tells me they still want to lead with Callista, so we'll think about it.
Renata being taken off the table. Golden Guardians, even though
Callista.
arguably Ayla didn't get to have the greatest Renata ultis that game, nice to see that Golden Guardians still respect its power, and Team Liquid have a plethora of picks if they want to go back to, as you said, the Callista. There's also locking down the Volibear now that Wukong has been taken away from Acadian for priority jungle picks, and boom.
All right, still the bear. We will see if we have a Trundle response or an Udyr. I was expecting Volibear to be around this type of priority, which is like be oneable. There are counters you can play into it. I do not mind the Trundle side of it,
Yeah.
but it is still a trade that TL have always been happy to hop into with Armeo. He used the early priority really well in the last game. It was just more of a question of snowballing it through instead of, you know, kind of tripping up in the mid game as TL did in that last one.
Yep.
As we move throughout, Golden Guardians still opting into that same bot lane. Would not be surprised if we just see the Senekench right off the bat. Or they have the option to grab jungle here if they want Nudier, Trundle, something of the likes of that.
Run it back, Senekench maybe. This Gragas, more than likely a blind pick champion for concept, but it could be flexed to Acadian. Definitely not our first jungle Gragas game of the season, and for me as well.
I think you're setting up for a Yasuo for Ryoma. That could be the move. Or two 80 solo laners. We'll see how TL responds. This would make things hard for Callista if they still want to practice a Callista lane. Renata being taken away, that will change up the priority a little bit. If TL trying to win, play the strat that has been soundest for him, it will be the Ezreal Karma. Worth noting, this will be Ayla's 7th Karma game. He's yet to lose on it. Karma, Ezreal, good way to absorb the Gragas Yasuo coming in.
Good call out, Cubby.
Will be the Gragas Yasuo here for the side of GG.
Ryoma getting to play the Yasuo. And I distinctly remember last split, Golden Guardians having a very, very good pop-off game with the Gragas Yasuo for Golden Guardians. I think Tony was playing Gragas at the time. And yeah, I always love seeing Yasuo games. This is our second one of the day, and hopefully it's not my last anytime soon this week, as both me and Cubby will be on tomorrow on the Academy channel broadcast. As now Team Liquid, a Kale ban. What is that?
That tells, so they might be setting up for a blind top laner, most likely. Tells me they could be setting up for the likes of a Fiora for Bradley. That's a counter we've been seeing Kale played into. Or a Gwen for Bradley. Could be another option, as we are seeing a couple of counters. Ryoma doesn't want to deal with taking off the table. Yone and LeBlanc, I think both those are rather sound.
One
GP
more
ban? Concept GP hasn't been that successful. Could just see Singe taken away again if they don't want to deal with that.
I imagine it's probably another top laner, right? Because Golden Guardians are going to lock down their support choice now that they know it is, I imagine, the Ezreal Karma bottom lane for Yon and Ayla. A Viego ban. Wow, that's... Okay, just respecting the potential that this Gragas could still be flexed to concept in the top lane.
Oh boy.
It's Yasuo!
Prisma Yasuo!
Yasuo!
Prisma Yasuo!
Oh, baby! Oh my
Wow.
god.
So this is going to keep things flexible for the side of GG. This is an option we have seen sending Yasuo before, but well, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to still see ATK. Obviously, the side of TL was expecting sending Yasuo. Prismal has always been a Yasuo player, so leaning into some of his unique strengths as Akali picked up, likely for Harry. I did tease the Fiora being set up by the Kale ban for Bradley, so that's going to be put up top. Now we will see if Concept has an answer into Fiora, as most of Concept's champion pool, frankly, is countered by Fiora. So we will see if he has anything prepped, or it just will be the Gragas for him. But, of course, we will see where Acadian ends up taking that Gragas, as it will not be the Gragas for Acadian. Wait, I think it's Trundle top.
Could be Trundle top?
Concept's played Trundle top and Fiora before. It worked out into Vital. Really well, actually. That's the move.
Tell me this, Cubby. Is Hullbreaker still like a good item in League of Legends?
Yeah, you just don't lead with it, but you can still build it if you're going dedicated split push.
Cause like split push all day Trundle with Hullbreaker sounds filthy, man.
It's nasty, and it is a winning matchup in the Fiora, because so Concept's going to take lethal tempo. The goal is just to all in Fiora. You take away the stats with the Chomp. You can run Fiora down. Not to mention the ult. Yeah. And it's also a really good option in the Volibear. Whereas on the side of TL, I think a lot of it's going to be about absorbing the engage, dodging out on that big cask from Acadian, trying to play things out from there. They should have pushing lanes with the Volibear. So we'll see if TL can get a similar lead that they were able to obtain in the last game. But this time around, hold on to it.
All right, well, let's get ready to close out the day with our final game of the series and of our broadcast. It is Game 2 between Golden Guardians Academy and Team Liquid Academy. Golden Guardians looking to see if they can pull off the Miracle series and pull out a 2-0, or if Team Liquid can show why they're the #1 team in the league for a reason and at least tie up 1-1.
Golden Guardians, I mean, the fact they're coming into Game 2 up 1-0 on TL, honestly, something that none of us were really expecting. But
yeah.
Something that Golden Guardians can use to, again, build momentum. This is a team bottom of the standings, but we have 2 super weeks left in Academy with the 3 weeks that we have left. So a lot of games for these guys to try and climb out of that bottom 4, where, of course, as we get closer to Proving Grounds, we will start talking a little bit more about it. You do not want to be bottom 4 in Academy, because that means you have to play a do-or-die best-of-3 against an amateur team. Would much rather be slotted immediately into that double elimination bracket. 2 lots instead of 1, always better. And, you know, do or die best of 3. We saw all of our Academy teams come out victorious in the last spring, but you never know what can happen in a best of 3.
Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest one that comes to mind was the TSM Miracle series. Miracle were so close to being the first team to knock out an Academy team from Proving Grounds. That honor went over to Taco Gaming when they took out EG Academy off the back of Cozy's Gnar. Oh, that game was so epic, actually. But back in this one, Cubby, Armeo doing the double Gromp blue start here. Can look to 3 camp, and then it's one of your favorite things to do on Volibear, 3 camp clear and immediately get a flash for flash on the mid lane.
I always do like that one when you are cruising towards the mid. It can also cross map if you want, as you are so strong early on the bear. Will probably not be the case, though, given all the priority the Concept already has in that top side. You can see him making the best use of that lethal tempo Trundle. Walking up, pressing Chomp, you destroy level 1 against Fiora. Concept making good use out of that.
Yeah, he ate Bradley up, dude. Yeah. That was brutal. And Armeo is actually being pulled over. Concept doesn't have flash. He pops the ghost, tries to stall it out. Armeo flashing to close the distance despite the pillar, and Bradley with the assistance gets first blood.
Well, it's not a cross map, but it is an early gank. Utilizing the early power of Volibear, you are a filthy champion at the early stages of the game. And Armeo making the most of it, trying to change, really, how that top lane matchup plays out. Because if Fiora does get ahead, Trundle is naturally going to stack health in his build. Fiora always likes that. We will see if Bradley can make the use of the lead that he was granted early by his jungler.
Armeo saying, hey, what's up, Ryoma? No real threat, had already burned the flash on to Concept for the gank, so Ryoma knows that he's in no danger. Just is forced to leave lane temporarily, but Armeo's leeching off of the Raptors, not going for the rest of his red side camps, making sure that he can get Scuttle Crab and double vision for both of his team's sides of the map. And Harry, gotta be careful about the poke damage from Ryoma in this lane so far.
I just did pop that potion, has the door and shield, so the goal is to outstain the mana, but Ryoma's doing a nice job. Again, on his trusty dusty Azir, another conqueror for Ryoma. So hoping that these fights do go long, as Yawn eats that skill shot. Bradley not going to be able to base. Bradley does have flash. This is tough.
Yeah, there's a really good timing from Acadian, stopping Bradley before he gets the teleport in. Riposte comes out, flash away. Acadian, the body slam out. Oh, but it's enough damage from the red buff burn. Yawn getting kited out. Ayla and Array were dueling 1v1. Armeo comes in, but Prismal's able to answer back with a kill of his own. And he has the Steel Tempest, and he's pretty much a full health bar, so he can play around this wave.
He doesn't have flash, though, so this tether will at least connect. Armeo's not going to look for anything else, but AO just trying to get some harass. The fact they were able to take Yawn out of that lane, really big from the side of Golden Guardians is Prismal. Oh, boy. That's pretty far up. He's getting feisty with it.
He should be able to dash through Armeo, no? Oh, I mean, Prismal saw him. It's... Might have been an overestimate from Jake. No way he actually gets the kill on the Ayla, right? No way, right?
Oh.
Okay. I was about to say, Jake, you're playing with fire there. But Team Liquid, don't let him get out unpunished.
Woo! You know what? Prismal, he's never been one to shy away from plays. He has faith in his hands. It was close. It was one auto away. Wasn't able to get in range of Ayla, though, as he had the move speed. Yasuo falls, and TL off to an early lead.
It was so bizarre. Prismal saw Armeo there, and he was like, you know what? I'm going to bait it. I'm going to see if I can kill Ayla. Respect the limit test. Why not? You just took a game off of Team Liquid. Play around it. And we'll take a look back at the replay of the 2v2.
Gotta see exactly how this one happened. Oh, the... going on... Oh, okay. We just have action again. We missed the first start of that fight, so I didn't exactly see how Prism was able to get in the Yawn, but now Concept. That's another gank.
It's done. Boom. Bam. Bop. Team Liquid getting it done. 3-man dive on a Concept. No subjugate. No sums. No way to get out of that one.
Textbook as Armeo gets the revisit. Ghost not yet up for Concept. As you mentioned, doesn't have the ult. TL, again, this early game plan from Armeo, something that he really excels in. So good at making sure that his team is consistently off to good starts. As Armeo has been having another really good split. We put a lot of excitement into Yuji, into Shaden, some of these young junglers that we have up and coming, Will as well. But Armeo consistently always gets it done, consistently gets his team off to good leads, and makes sure that his solo laners are set up for success. Doing so here very nicely in this game. 2-0-2 on the Volibear. Huge start to the game for Armeo.
All right, and for Team Liquid, they were in a position like this last time in Game 1. To remember how to not rush the steps and clean up the execution when it comes to the mid game. How do they translate this lead? It's Armeo, the one with the kills, so he needs to give a little bit of this power back over to his solo laners a little bit more. One kill apiece is not going to be enough. Harry needs that first item before he can start threatening the squishy members on the side of Golden Guardians.
Bradley is going to get at least chased down here by Cadian. I think Cadian's just here to make sure that Concept's able to get a good reset. Get this wave in. As him showing will net TL, the dragon, for free. This is probably going to go to TL for free anyway, given the priority that Ezreal Karma can grant you in the bot lane. As TL, 7 minutes in, 1k gold lead. First neutral going over to them. Another good start for Team Liquid Honda. We'll just see if they can snowball this one through.
Bradley poking his head. Acadian doesn't get a chance to completely take down. He doesn't have an empowered smite yet, so he doesn't have enough damage to be able to steal the blue buff away completely. Concept is called over. Ryoma has priority, so Acadian can go this time once again for the blue buff steal. Doesn't look like Armeo is going to be able to answer, and the full top side of Armeo's jungle is in darkness here, Cubby.
Yeah, once Armeo grabs the dragon, though, you're pretty much sacking this on the side of TL. The surprising part is that Golden Guardians haven't waited around to try and take this rift. Concept did have to reset. Is working towards that Blade of the Rune King rush that synergizes so well with Trundle's kit. Having that increased attack speed, able to continuously proc the current HP percentage damage. As also given the sustain. So we do see TL because Golden Guardians have showed so many members up here early. Looks like they're just going to drop this Rift Herald and grant it over the side of Golden Guardians.
This is a lot of time that Array and Prismal are spending away from the bottom lane, though. So not only Yon and Ayla are given a lot of solo time, or at least Yon in the bottom lane for XP, he's also able to get a single plate off of during that time. And Prismal is now down effectively 20 CS against Yon. This is a huge gold lead that the bot lane for Team Liquid Academy are netting.
You see Prismal. He did dash through that Gromp to pull it. Armeo wasn't able to walk away with both buffs, but Prismal losing out on a big chunk of most of the waves. Had all that golden XP denied for him, which Yon was able to net for himself. So Rift Herald is in the pockets of Golden Guardians, but TL have more gold experience on Yon at the moment.
Blue buff steal for Armeo, at least is able to trade out, given that Acadian took his blue buff just a couple minutes ago. Array and Prismal finally walking back to the bottom lane, but because Armeo is hanging around on the bottom side of the map with Harry in his back pocket, Array and Prismal have to be careful. Most of the resources for their team is on the top side of the map, and Array and Prismal just making sure that they can hold it down. We don't have any objectives for the next couple and a half minutes, Cubby, so you know what? We're vibing.
I'm glad we're vibing, Rafa.
Hell yeah, dude.
Been a good day to be back. We've had a couple bangers. IMT throwing down. Big upset in the last game. Hopefully our last one could be a fun one as well. As, Ryoma.
Oh, Harry is forced to flash using the Shuriken backflip. Almost gets enough burst damage onto Ryoma with the perfect execution. Second cast of it. Not enough to take out Ryoma completely or force summoner spells, and Armeo wanted to be able to punish, but good look from Acadian. Hovering. Oh, jeez, Armeo was really looking for it. Oh, no way. Oh, Ryoma almost taking this. He still has flash available. Looking for one more outplay. Oh, man. Tommy Lay almost getting the outplay onto Harry, but Harry walks away alive. And now Armeo says, you know what, Concept, you are pushed up far, my friend. Has the flash, looking for the Stormbreaker. Closed the distance. Concept is nowhere else to run. The battle's been proc. Bradley gets the kill.
I love the mid laners. They talk so much about the rivalry. They were really throwing down. As Ryoma, the fact that he won out on that small skirmish, did get 4 plates off the turret and 3 to himself. So
wow,
that is a lead for Azir. One of the differences from the last game where we saw Azir, Ryoma did have a tough time getting off the ground. Did suffer from TL throwing so many resources at him. This time around, though, good start for the Azir. And we saw what Azir can do in the later stages of the game. He's allowed to get going. He can pump out the damage. And that's something that TL had a really tough time dealing with in the last one.
And good stuff from Acadian. Rift Herald charge onto Ryoma's turret as well. They were almost able to take out the turret completely, but a teleport from Harry forces them off because Armeo was also rotating on in, making sure that the turret doesn't fall and first break isn't attained for Golden Guardians. The big thing now, I'm wondering, in the next 40 seconds, this is the second dragon of the game, but Team Liquid have already put the resources for the top side of the map. So Concept,
ring around the rosy time.
how much time can he buy here? 30 seconds for the Dragon, Golden Guardians. There's no way that they can reach Concept in time. So how did they set up for the bottom side of the Dragon? Dude,
oh, he got to push. Too much.
Ryoma badly just wants to step forward. He just wants to poke this turret. It is so close to going down. And if they net that turret, then they can easily gain access into the pit, into the Dragon, have made wave state. Armeo's forcing his way into the mid lane, but Acadian's here. Explosive cast, beautifully done. Armeo, remember, no flash from before. Ryoma ensures with the Ember's Divide, he pushes him right into the waiting hands of Golden Guardians. And they, taking out the jungler, ensure that Team Liquid cannot start the Dragon until Armeo's back up.
And Golden Guardians, the ability for them to make plays, this is something that the previous iteration of Golden Guardians felt like they really were not able to do. Like, the fact they're answering back so many times, it feels like it's more of a cohesive team effort, whereas before, it really felt like GG were just playing on a few different pages. The team wasn't quite synced up. Today, though, they do feel like they're playing as a team of 5. And that's something that they've struggled with. And the fact they're doing this so early on, just having these members in, like Prismal, like Ryoma, is a really good sign of things to come for these guys. As Bradley, really nice parry, gets the pillar of the stun, wins out on that trade. Getting real feisty in this top lane matchup, knowing he has a big item advantage.
Yeah, Divine Sunder being completed means that you get so much more in these trades, combining the Divine Sunder proc, but also the Grass proc. Dude! I mean, the first turret is finally attained for Golden Guardians by
He's
Ryoma.
dead.
No flash, no Emperor's Divide. Team Liquid making sure that the mid laner of Golden Guardians does not go unpunished for overextending for the tower. And without a mid laner, Golden Guardians are going to have a tough time contesting for the Dragon.
Tough time, more like no time. It's TLAs, as Armeo, good stuff
True.
from him. As, man, this game, it's been an Armeo clinic. Honestly, I know game one was very sound from Armeo too. Really liked his pathing and game plan in that one. Of course, things didn't go the way of TL, but there's a reason that he was 4-0 on the Volibear coming into the day. A reason that Volibear was first picked by TL. When he gets this champion, the amount of control he's able to put down on the map is really something that a lot of these junglers cannot match in Academy. As Bradley.
Okay, riposte the explosive cast, but he can't get close enough to the wall and look for a flash here. It's just too much damage. Concept with the subjugate,
There it
whittling
is.
Bradley down, giving the thumbs up. And is there enough time for him to look for the turret? Nope, because Team Liquid have resources in the area. They can defend the wave. Concept just will get that time to reset.
At least they got Concept something. It's been a tough start to this matchup for him. We'll see if Ayla clears out that back control ward in the Rift Arrow pit, but honestly, that kill, look at the gold graph here, Rafa. It's a good start for the side of TL, but it's even gold now.
Yep.
As GG were able to take first brick for themselves, and that's something a lot of teams have not been able to do in the Team Liquid. 3 out of 4 games, they take first tower. Golden Guardians took the first one with the Herald. They aren't going to be able to get the second one, but still, they could look for a fight if they so wish. Not going to be the case. We're going to wait.
Yeah, Golden Guardians say, we got the first one, you can have the second one. First brick was already attained by them. Ryoma solo defending on the top side of the map. Array and Acadian coming in for reinforcements. Harry's doing a lot of damage to Tommy right now. Ryoma under fire, forced to flash. Armeo looking for the Stormbreaker. Could close the distance with flash as well, but Harry can't get in range. Has to use the second cast of the perfect execution, no longer having it available.
And that's going to be the really tough part about this game for Golden Guardians, is that Ryoma is going to have a much harder time piloting the Azir this time around. Akali attacking you. You have Karma Ezreal that can outrange you, can absorb some of the damage. It's a little bit of a tougher ask for Ryoma to play the big backline DPS that he was in game one that helped net Golden Guardians that win. So I like how TL are trying to continuously attack Ryoma. And we will see if they can really set Ryoma outside of his comfort zone. As at the moment, keeping him, trying to at least keep him down. It has given Harry, you know, that 2-0 start. The mid-game spike of Akali is nasty. We'll see if Harry can really make something happen with that and really take it to Golden Guardians.
He already has the burst potential with the first item spike, as you called out. Keeping Ryoma down under pressure, making sure that he doesn't get to the late game status that we saw him attain to at the time Golden Guardians recovered and punished Team Liquid's overextensions in game one. Shows for good reason why Team Liquid are doing so much and putting so much time into making sure that Ryoma is decelerated, as Team Liquid find a chance to knock out the first turret on their side of the field in the mid lane. Bottom turret, not going to fall quite yet.
Something we've praised TL a lot in this season is their ability to play out the map. This really feels like a game and a draft where they're going to be playing out 3 lanes. You have Akali, Fiora able to side. Akali should be able to win both sides into the Trundle even as well, as she can utilize the all of her abilities to really stay at range against Trundle. Try not to get ran down, buy a lot of time in the Shroud too. I think the fact that Harry's ahead now is big, but Harry, curiously enough, actually going for a Banshee's Veil. Looks like second. Trying to maybe... I mean, there is a lot of magic damage from Azir Gragas, but that will eliminate, you know, the one-shot potential that Akali has in the mid-game. Will make it a little bit harder. So, Akali... a lot of damage in the mid-game, but we'll see.
I would say that Harry is cognizant of how much of a lead he has. He has the objective gold bounty, so I think it comes down to Team Liquid not wanting to throw the gold lead like they did in game 1 of this series. And if Harry's the one that has the big bounty on his head, itemizing defensively. Yes, it removes your ability to one-shot people, but it ensures that you stay alive in these fights. And just relying on the level advantage to be the burst alone that you need to take out someone like a Ray or Prismal versus Ryoma.
Ryoma.
Good Emperor's Divide. Prismal's there for the last breath. Stormbreaker allows Armail to get out alive. Still blinking on 25% HP. Acadian looking for explosive cast to follow up. Here comes Bradley. Here comes Harry. They dash in, riposting. The initial CC and Concept gets melted because this is a Blade of the Ruin King Trundle. No tank, no durable stats. Harry getting right into the thick of it, forced to flash away. Bradley poking at them with lunges. Prismal looking for another knockup. Acadian tries to follow up, but has to flash away as he is dodged out and he kited out by Team Liquid as well. Yawn, Arcane shifting forward, looking for more damage, poking with Mystic Shots. Two-shot barrage gets a lot of damage down into the back line. Golden Guardians don't fall quite yet, but it's enough damage that Team Liquid can buy their ticket to securing the third dragon of the game.
I like the idea from Golden Guardians because they were trying to chunk out Armail to take the smite out of the equation. But once they did get the health bar chunk, I think they just went too deep for the fight. Had to just buy time, buy space, try and get Ryoma to pump out the damage, but TL pushed forward, utilized that Ezreal Karma to great extent in that skirmish, went out big.
Just watch the replay once again. It's an
optimistic
look. Yeah, optimistic from Golden Guardian.
But I think the idea is sound. If you can take Smite out of the equation, that can help you secure the dragon, take them off Soul Point. It's just the back half of this. Once Concept gets taken down, it's really tough. Because Concept, you are Trundle in the team fights. Fiora, we don't see Fiora picked in some regions because they don't like how Fiora team fights. We're talking about Trundle in a solo lane in a team fight. It's not the most useful champ, especially when you are as far behind as Concept has been set. So I think once he's taken out of the equation, it just allows Ezreal Karma to push with no consequences. All the engage tools were used to try and get Armail out of things. The fact that they knocked him out, made sure that TL were able to at least push forward. The other four members, they made good use of it.
That's the range advantage coming into full display for Team Liquid. I think that's one of the... hold up. Ayla getting caught up by Prismal. Last breath. He's deep in there. Exhaust already used. Cuts down the damage. And Yawn with the fade away, throwing out the question mark emo. Tell him, King. Tell him how it is. Armail now looking for the chase. True Shot Barrage already getting a little bit more damage onto Golden Guardians. But they pursue with no more kills to the side of Golden Guardians. They're now just waiting to see if Team Liquid poke their faces in a little too over-aggressively, finding a way to pick off stragglers.
Hey, you know what? Prismal, he always loves the Yasuo, always looking to play it. Maybe looking to go a little bit too far deep, though, and this one is a Ray, has to sneak out, is able to get out with the Shroud. TL, though, you make any mistakes against TL, they will punish. Prismal goes down, they take your red buff, take your topside jungle. TL are looking to fix their lanes. Bradley's going to take the bot turret as well. TL pushing themselves forward in this game.
Yes, you can tell that Team Liquid are far more respectful about Golden Guardians' play. They're playing around their range advantage, they're playing around cooldowns, and they're not being overconfident in the engages that they go. They've learned from the game one. I imagine that Spawn has also given them a strong talking to as well. Cleaned up the gameplay. It's tough love from the coach.
You need tough love sometimes. That's why Rafa tells me he doesn't like my shirts.
You know what, Cubby? I gave you some recommendations on some drip to get out. A bear
I did get that tie
as well.
I got the tie that you sent me.
Okay.
It is.
That's a start. It's a start.
We're gonna test it out at a wedding coming up.
Oh, nice. You'll have to send me pictures. I want to see the fit.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll honor that.
This is Academy chat. The big thing, the big character arc that I want to see for Cubby is by the time we get to Proving Grounds, Cubby will have sported at least one piece of drip. Whether it's a necklace, like a wristband, a watch.
I
like
always
a really
have
nice
the watch on. I got a watch on today.
Oh, you got
my nice one's getting fixed up. I will say that.
Okay. That, you know what? That's something.
Battery died. You know.
All right.
I like my watches, but I'm a man of few possessions. Don't need much. I just need my League of Legends, Rafa. Sierra said that we have no life. I need to honor that now because she's brutally right. It's how we started the show. It's how we're gonna end it.
It's the Sigma male grind set, Cubby, sticking to League of Legends as concept. He's gonna find himself.
Speaking of Ring Around the Rosie.
Oh, that's an assassin right there.
That's a lot of damage. That backflip hits hard. Harry having a very nice game of this Akali. Again, Fiora, Akali, you're looking to side lane, looking to get a gold advantage while objectives are down. And when objectives come up, utilize your gold advantage and the map advantage you can get in the sides to bully the other team. TL doing a nice job of that so far. We're going to see Harry after this wave most likely reset and TP back to the team. See Bradley fixing bot wave as well. The only wave that GG can play off of right now is mid.
30 seconds until the dragon spawns here. Golden Guardians brute forcing their way in early so they can at least set up vision control. But the poke that they are having to endure from Team Liquid is becoming oppressive. And Bradley holding a choke point as well. I don't think he's been spotted yet.
Harry just got his base off after fixing that top wave. Ryoma's going to base and preemptively TP. So if he gets chunked out, he can't come back. Harry's actually just going to walk top. TL's feeling that confident about this dragon. They feel like they have total control and get this for free. And frankly, Golden Guardians, they agree. They're going to go to the Baron.
Yep. Hail Mary time. They're like, we've already lost the Ocean Soul. We have to pull something out under our butts. 2,000 gold deficit.
Comes concept.
Still is going to feel pretty darn oppressive against Team Liquid. They're burning it down. 5,000 HP, 4,000, 3,000, 2,000. It's going down. True Shot Barrage. No way, it steals it. Acadian clutch with the smite. Secures the Baron. Can GG get out alive? Ryoma and Acadian able to use the Blast Cone. Concept left to the Wolves. Oh, but it's the Emperor's Divide. Bradley goes way too far forward. Nice punish from Ryoma. Prismal following up with the last breath. It's a 1-for-1.
Who cares about Gragas Yasuo, man? It's all about Aziri Yasuo. That's been the combo that Golden Guardians have been running so far. Brown with Prismal, some of that synergy from Jake's Kittens. Shine a little bit. As Jake Strays trying to look good in their new home. And at least Golden Guardians get something. I like the call from GG. I think that, again, this is a team that lacked direction with the last iteration of the roster. Is this game really tough for them to win? Yes. Was that Ocean Dragon unaccessible? Yes. But I think in previous iterations, GG, we would see them contest this.
Yeah.
This iteration, we see them cross-map, actually find something. And if they can survive to flip Elder, hey, you know, you never know. You might have a chance. That was close from Yawn.
Yeah, that was close
way
from
closer
Yawn.
than I thought.
Oh, man. And this is where, you know, Bradley was feeling himself. He's like, yeah, I got this guy. Oh, snap. They're all over there on the wall.
Forgot about the Yas.
Correct. Team Liquid setting up a Death Burst trap. Potentially, Prismal has been locked down here. Golden Guardians can't get in range. Nice Sonic Shadow from Ray. Gives him a little bit of time, but it's not enough because Harry's burst is out of this world. Bradley finding the 1v3, takes out Array, and he's getting revenge for the pickoff last time. Acadian is forced to flash. The rest of Golden Guardians on the retreat. Ryoma making a play in mid lane, trying to take out Armail, bully his way through the mid lane and knock out this turret. Armail can't necessarily take him down, but he lives long enough so that he sustains through the damage, and now he's turning up the heat. Ryoma forced to flash over the wall away from the Stormbreaker. Yawn, Arcane shifting forward, Ryoma on the run, and now Harry without a perfect execution. Can you outplay this one? Acadian and Concept in the 2v1 has a shuriken backflip. Oh, he does a lot of damage. He doesn't need perfect execution. Jesus, that was so much damage.
Baron recall?
He's out of there.
Freebie. All right, Ryoma, it was calculated the whole time. As Golden Guardians try to set up on the top side, broken by TL. Big part of what enabled them to break that, Ryoma was sitting mid, no access to TP. Get the TP back for the dragon.
Good God, Harry with the stylish plays. Unfortunately for him, Golden Guardians were waiting to punish when he came back. But you see the setup, Cubby? You see the thought process? Because that was slick.
He's trying to do the best Jimmy impression we got. As I will say, or maybe Bradley. I should say Bradley impression. Bradley is a nasty Akali player in this roster.
Yeah.
Harry, very strong. Akali too. Oh, we're going to get a replay. It was so sweet. We're going to see it twice.
Yeah, Shuriken backflip into Twilight Shroud because he's super confident in his damage just from perfect execution and Q alone. That it's his gateway back into safety. However, 3 members of Golden Guardians were waiting for him.
Yeah, that's you know, I'm not too good with numbers. That's not the situation you want there, Rafa.
It's not fun being outnumbered, especially if you are out of cooldowns at that point of the game.
As the kids say, that's not bussin'. I get one Zoomer comment a broadcast. I used it there.
I don't know if that's based or cringe, but
Get us out. Get us out. We have Elder coming up in 2 minutes. Double monster objective spawning in 2 minutes. As I will say, the side of Golden Guardians, they've at least kept it close. Staring down the soul, they have objective bounties up. I think the game plan for GG is supposed to be a sound engage with a last breath from the Yasuo. If they're able to kill a member or two before the fight starts, that is the winning scenario for Golden Guardians. For TL, they're looking to push sides and collapse on GG. Make it very difficult for GG to front to back.
already the pieces are being set up here. Bradley pushing out the bottom wave, Harry on the top side. 1-3-1, Ayla and Jan have enough safety combined with Armeo that they should never, ever be in a position where Golden Guardians can reliably engage. Acadian is down flash, so he can't look for body slam flash. Ryoma also down flash. In fact, almost everyone from Golden Guardians is down flash when I look at it. So, Team Liquid, safety, safe is like an understatement. They are thriving.
Fortunately for the side of GG, some of those flashes will be back up in time for the Dragon. So, notably, Prismal just came up. Acadian will have his. The Acadian one's important because you can set up a big cast combo with the last breath there. And that I really feel like that's the only way that Golden Guardians get back in this one, especially given the fact that TL has Ocean Soul, Karma, Fiora. There is so much healing on their team that if it is not a clean engage, if members are not taken out when the ultimates are used, TL should be able to run the fight.
Oh, Jan is trying to bait this from Golden Guardians, trying to pull them into the choke point so that the rest of Team Liquid can follow up on the engage. Concept is separated from the right side. Bradley collapsing in first. This would be a 5-on-4 temporarily before Concept can get in range. Golden Guardians making sure you have to distance yourselves. You have to respect the range advantage that Team Liquid have over here. It is complete darkness as the Elder Dragon is spawning in 5 seconds, and Golden Guardians have to find a way to get through the darkness right now.
They have one blue trinket on Azir. It's used now. TP coming in. Concept cannot enter as backflip lands. Harry will not take it.
Bradley TP's in. 6,000 HP on the Elder. Armeo still taking up the Dragon. Harry looking for the flank. Concept is trying to see if he can cut him off from the flank.
There it is.
Perfect execution. Shuriken backflip goes right back under the Ryoma. Perfect execution. A lot of damage. And the stasis gives them the survivability. Armeo falling up on the play, taking a lot of damage. But now it is just clean up city for Jan and the rest of Team Liquid to cleanly execute the rest of the members of Golden Guardians. Triple kill for Jan. They don't even need the damn Elder. It's time to win the game.
First game, TL were not able to make sure the Nexus fell in their favor. They were not making the same mistakes in the second, as that was a really beautiful setup and execution from Harry, from TL. Clean ace for them to wrap this one up. And a 1-1 is one I don't think TL is going to be thrilled with, but the second game, they can walk to the bank, be pretty happy with as they go into tomorrow, splitting the series.
This is the Team Liquid that we are used to seeing and what our expectations were for the beginning of the split, I imagine, and of course going into this series. Props to Golden Guardians that they managed to punish Team Liquid where they got hasty, and whether it was complacent or just rushing through steps, that Golden Guardians win was well deserved. But Team Liquid bouncing back and giving us the result that, frankly, this is what we're setting up to actually see.
This is the team that we expect. We hold this team to a higher standard for a reason. But honestly, I can draw a lot of positives away from the Golden Guardians' performance today. I thought that, for their first look with the new roster, not a ton of practice time with the group of 5 yet, they looked good. Like they put up a legitimate fight both games against TL, even if game 2 is one-sided. This is a team where they made changes in the break week. We have higher hopes for them now, and I think that we saw the potential of what they can do a little bit in this series.
Golden Guardians, even though Ryoma will not be the permanent mid laner, more than likely leader will, once Visa is resolved and comes in for this roster, I will say that if they can find the same communication and priorities and objectives and map state that they demonstrated with this roster and continue building upon it for the rest of the week, this is a way that Golden Guardians can make maybe make a resurgence out of the bottom 4 and at least into the middle of the pack for Academy. But of course, for us, we're going to be sending it to a quick break as we get ready for Sierra to be back on stream for the interview desk and Team Liquid.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Verizon post-game interview. I am sitting down with Harry from Team Liquid Honda. 1-1 so far, day 1 of week 5. Very different looks here from game 1 and game 2. Talk to me a little bit about that and what kind of changed from game to game for you.
Yeah, so I think for game 1, I think Concept's Nasus pick, I didn't think anyone was expecting it, and I think it was a good pick for him. And it was very hard to play against an Nasus in the game. So, I mean, we had a lead and we threw the third dragon fight. So after that, I think it was pretty hard. And game 2, I think Akali is just one of my very comfortable champions. And yeah, I was just very confident in that game. And there was no Nasus, so we didn't struggle as much. And there was a bit of a top gap for game 2. So yeah, it was good.
All right. Yeah, banning the problem champ game 2.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. Good stuff. So then I want to talk about this mid lane matchup between you and Ryoma, because you two have played against each other before back in OPL. So how was that like, being able to play against him in Academy now?
Yeah, so when I played in the OPL, I think when Ryoma was around, that was my first year, so I was like a rookie coming into OPL. And then back then, I think I mean, he was really good in OS and he would beat me like a lot of the times, but playing with him in Academy now is I think it's very fun, like especially versing like Triple and Ryoma, because I have respect for them. And it's just, yeah, I mean, I played them in OS, played them in NA, and then now it's like even footing, and it's just, yeah, it's just always a fun matchup.
So then before the match too, we got to see some clips from Spawn and Ayla talking specifically about you facing off against Ryoma and kind of framed it as sort of a friendly rivalry. Is that something that you share that sentiment for?
Yeah, I can kind of agree with that. Like I have a bit of connections with him. Like we talked about the game here and there, and like after like we face each other, if he wins, like I'll talk to him. If I win, like he'll like message me. And he used to help me back in Earth as well. So I would say we have a pretty cool relationship. And yeah, I mean, I guess there's a bit of a rivalry, especially because he was on 100 Thieves last year, and we had like a rivalry going on between the two teams. So yeah.
I mean, despite the rivalry, sounds pretty wholesome. So I definitely like that. A very wholesome vibe going on. So then looking forward with the team, just everything going on. Obviously, there's been a lot of success. How are you feeling about just the rest of Academy proving grounds in your own career, just in the space?
Yeah, since this is summer split and we won I guess we're the defending champions for Proving Grounds. I think everyone's so confident. I don't think like there's a few teams that I think are pretty good, but I think we should be comfortable. Like we just need to play our game, and yeah, I think we should take out every team. So yeah, it's just take a chill and yeah, make it to the end.
All right. Well, you said there's a couple teams that you thought were good. I'm gonna put you on the spot. Which ones do you think are the closest to being able to compete with you?
Right now, I mean, I think it's just like if you look at the standings, I think like C9 and 100 Thieves first come to mind, and then I think FlyQuest are actually good as well, but I don't know if many teams rate them. So I think those three teams are probably like the teams that can like challenge us, and I think the other teams do have potential, but yeah, just mainly the three teams are like a challenge usually.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sitting and talking with me. If there's any
Yeah.
shout outs, anything that you want to say before I let you go, this would be the time.
Yeah, thank you to our sponsors, our fans, and thank you to Honda. And yeah, thank you to my teammates, because they've been playing well. So yeah.
I thank you again for sitting and talking to me. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Back over to the desk now to close out the day with Cubby and Rafa. My favorite part about the interviews is you get one of two flavors. Either you get some trash talking or you get some wholesomeness. And this was a wholesome interview. I feel like that's a nice way to end off the day.
Harry's
Team
a good
Liquid,
kid.
it was good. It was very nice. And it was nice too to see Team Liquid, restore the natural order of being able to take this wins. As much as it was fun to watch Golden Guardians take the first one here, Cubby.
I feel like, with the first interview, we had some trash talk too. We get the wholesome one at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think for TL, like that Nasus pick was huge. They had no damage to deal with it. Concept get out of control. And I mean, the fact they recognized that, said we didn't think he'd play it. I first off, good recognition from Concept. That is a champ that if you get a free lane, you can do big things. I was talking to Rafa, earlier today about the meta. It's like, yeah, we're seeing like a lot of Swain picks because if you don't deal any damage, Swain just like runs a team fight. That was kind of the theory with Nasus there. Went really well for Concept. And I think the fact that TL can take a step back, recognize that, say, hey, we got beat. We're going to reset, player game, come back game 2. That is something that I always appreciate from TL as being our top dogs. They love to say that sometimes they beat themselves, but also they're very real about how they lose. And I think that does help them in the long haul, in the long run, get to where they want to be, which is raising that trophy at the end of the split.
Yeah, and I think it really comes to light on why Team Liquid are super strong in super extended series as well when it comes to best of 3s and best of 5s. You have so much more time for adaptation so that you can take games apart and see and identify what were the problems and how, if it's a champion issue, is it an execution issue? Team Liquid always do a really sound job of being able to identify it. Watching Harry interview, it just reminded me of the time when Team Liquid did win Proving Grounds last split, and just Harry being super emotionally overcome. He's a sweet kid, and always love seeing him succeed.
Definitely. And I mean, Team Liquid continued to succeed, and that's great stuff. Before we end things off, though, I do want to talk a bit about Golden Guardians as well, because obviously this week was a bit of a different look. We got the new support. That's someone we will continue to see in that role going on forward. But I do want to take a moment to give a proper send-off to Marioma, because I feel like being able to come onto this roster and net a win with this team that has been struggling a lot because of a lot of issues beyond their control is really nice. And this is somebody, too, that you two both spoke really highly of, Cubby.
I thought he was the best mid in the Academy last split. I'm looking forward to seeing Ryoma compete this week. However, much longer we have Ryoma competing in Academy. Again, I think that the caliber of play that he plays at, he belongs in this league. He should be playing in this league. And I think it's a crime that he hasn't been playing in the league the entire split. So glad we get to see a few nice moments from Ryoma. I think he played well. And I feel like it's fitting the one game that he comes back. He's going up against that friendly rivalry against Harry. 2 mid laners that, again, the last year of Academy, the debate was who was the best mid laner between Harry or Ryoma. And Ryoma was kind of removed from the conversation because he wasn't in the CAD. So I think the fact that he's back under the Golden Guardians banner is fun for this week, and hope we see more good moments from Ryoma, however long he's competing with GG.
Yeah, definitely do not disagree. And then, Rafa, this was your first day back in Academy in a little bit with everything going on. Did you enjoy your time? You got to see some fun games. I mean, being able to pop in time to see Golden Guardians take a dub against Team Liquid, that's always a good time. That's a good time to come on by.
I love cashing in on day one bangers with a squad that I have dearly missed, and it is good to be back in NA on the time zone that I grew up with. I will definitely have to tell you guys more about my adventures abroad, because honestly, there's a lot of things I learned, and I'm hoping to bring to the broadcast here, and hoping that we can continue leveling up our game on how we continue telling the stories of these awesome players in our academy system.
Yes, please. We'll go get some coffees and stuff, and
we'll go through the
chill.
Polaroids, Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and be able to chill. Because I would like to hear about that, especially since we couldn't keep in contact with you because someone lost access to their Discord. So, yeah. So it's a rough time. We'll also be able to see you later this week as well. This is only day 1 of week 5 here, everybody. So there is a lot more League to be played later on this week. And tomorrow's schedule, let's get that drum roll going because I didn't actually look in advance at who's going to be playing. Thank you. That was a pretty subpar drum roll, if I do say so myself. But some fun games going around. Of course, you can see next to the times which game is going to be on which stream. I hope you two have a lot of fun. I get a day off, but I feel like FlyQuest and 100 Thieves, considering I still think highly of FlyQuest, is one that I right away am gravitated towards, Rafa.
Honestly, you are just coming up with the most base takes, and this is my first time working with you on the Academy split, so I'm a big fan. Like, identifying that pretty awesome from Immortals and now FlyQuest. This was a team I was extremely hyped up about once they started rounding out their newcomers jitters from Spring Split, and I was the person that submitted UG as MVP candidate for Spring Split, and I think based on what UG has done, from what the conversations I've heard talking to you guys about UG, as well as the tape that we've seen from UG. I haven't heard a story about UG when he went home back to Mongolia and couldn't play solo queue because the ping was super bad. He just spent all this time watching high-level Korean laners and just becoming super familiar with the matchup. So now he just has an insanely good understanding of the map and what lanes to play around. And that is such an important thing to know as a jungler, because then you can plan your camps and your timers and your pathing much more efficiently and actually make really, really good timers on just being able to punish and create advantages for your team. So UG, big fan.
I'm very glad that my research on how to make sure Rafa comes back and I am his favorite addition to the Academy Talent lineup research went really well. I'm absolutely crushing it so far. But with everything happening later this week, of course, Cubby, I want to give you a chance to speak on any of it as well before we wrap things up.
TLA versus TSMA. First off, TSM and GG had the most changes. Both get to face the top team that we have within the first 2 sets. Also, that is Tactical going up against his old org, and it's Tactical and Mia going up against Yon and Ayla. That's a really exciting matchup over on the B stream. So, while I might be on the A stream tomorrow, you know, I encourage you to check out Path to LCS and watch that game. That's a really exciting bot lane matchup. Could be a good test for Yon and Ayla.
B stream only provides the bangers.
2 good series tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, so make sure to come on by. Make sure to open up both of the streams, have everything going. It has been a lot of fun today, but it is time we wrap things up. I have dinner waiting in the other room. Thank you, of course, production, for being absolutely amazing. Abby, Rafa, it has been an absolute pleasure. Have the most fun casting tomorrow. Definitely going to be tuning in.
See you Friday.
I'll see you Friday. And of course, to our viewers, thank you so much for coming by. Make sure to catch all of the LCS action tomorrow. But we'll see you then. Have a great night.
Peace.